Okay, first things first, I saw a piece of debris from the 747 I managed to take off earlier. Anyways, okay. I unspecified date. An Air Canada flight 079 with 40 people aboard took off. What the hell? Okay, on a specified date, a CRJ 100 carrying 47 aboard. Let's see, aka Air Canada Flight 79, had 5 crew members and 42 passengers. It took off from Dartford before it flew up, head over to Kaunas. While during its takeoff roll, it rolled a bit over to Kaunas. Before then beginning their continued upward, pulling up its gear, they then did. What they didn't realize was that there was a failure of pilot occurring. But then one then broke off. After the breakup of the number one, the aircraft they then immediately lowered landing and then rolled as far as they could over, knowing that they could never, in a million years, even try for Tannenberg. Tannenberg was one of the closest ones, and they would never be able to head for Dartford. They tried to take it down into an area that saw trees. Trees are what would kill them. Somehow still gaining speed, we then had to make a quick turn over the lake, at which plane spotters around the area would witness the Air Canada flight fly around. Then finding the soft spot, we immediately threw up the throttle and got down the flaps, threw up the throttle, and then attempted a landing. Trying to pitch up, they lost stall. They began to lose control and then hit down. The aircraft managed to tear off its front and crash. In the crash, a fire started and its wheels as it wobbled down. Surprisingly, only 3 out of the 47 aboard were killed. All of them, it was both of our pilots and one of our 3 flight attendants. It was a co-pilot, it was a pilot, and both of our 4 flight attendants both of our 4 flight attendants over here whose door flew off and they were killed. Quickly, the co-pilot began to evacuate the people aboard, and 44 people out of the 47 aboard Air Canada Flight 079 survived. The chunk of the front of the aircraft was broke off. The pilot's seat actually sat under the aircraft. The aircraft's tail during the fire, the aircraft's tail broke off the number 2 engine, which managed to be in rather pristine condition. It then rolled on its side. The elevator is showing that I was trying to go up, though they did twitch around a bit. Of the fire, you can clearly see throughout it the left wing, the right wing, and the entire upper section in the front of the aircraft to the tail section. If the fire didn't fucking stop. Anyways, I realized that there's actually barely any like Crash Studio A or videos. I really hate the fire, but I wish you could like make it with I wish the fire would stop. Oh shoot, is this a flippin'? What's this? By the way, this was actually a bit. I actually was gonna try for like a stabilizer breakup, but then I realized no. No, this would be better. But the fire stop. We're gonna execute somebody for that. Oh, that's the cockpit door. The cockpit door managed just partially survive. This is the cockpit's top, by the way, which popped off. Based on this, you can see that the aircraft kind of rolled over. This is the far tail section, showing that the aircraft kind of rolled over. If the fire stopped, you could see more.